by Jae-kyun.
여기에서 이런 원더골이 김진수 시에만큼까지 터졌어요.
The header is good, and it's the giant defender John Tae-wook, and eventually Korea have broken the deadlock.
You're listening to the K-League United podcast, proud partner of Football Nation Radio.
Hello, I'm Ashmi Khan. Welcome to The Weekend, a bite-sized preview edition of the K-League United podcast. I'm Paul Neat, and we begin with the latest news. FC Seoul stand-in gaffer Kim Ho-young on Thursday stepped down as caretaker. He was placed in charge just prior to the round 14 away win over Songnam on August the 1st and guided Seoul to 4 wins, 3 draws and just 2 defeats in 9 matches. No reason was given as to why Kim stepped down, but the club say they will look to appoint a new manager as soon as possible. The K-League title and the FA Cup will be won by either Ulsan Hyundai or Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors. That's because the Harangi and the Green Warriors, who sit in first and second in K-League 1 respectively, booked their places in the 2020 KEB Hanabank FA Cup final with wins in the semis on Wednesday night. Not content with competing for just one piece of silverware, Jeonbuk eased past the Magpies, Songnam, for whom it proved to be one for sorrow, while Ulsan showed their mettle against the Steelers following an epic penalty shootout which saw Kang Hyun-moo and Choi Hyun-woo both make impressive saves. The teams will meet at Ulsan's Munsu Stadium on Wednesday the 4th of November before the decisive second leg in Jeonju on Saturday the 7th. 24 hours removed from the semi-finals and K-League held its annual final round media day, except this year it was online. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, K-League 1 managers were joined by one player from their respective teams to speak via video conference ahead of final rounds A and B commencing this weekend. One of the main takeaways from the session was Kim Do-hoon. He joked about how he was going to contact K-League managers who have beaten Jeonbuk for a bit of know-how, adding that the Harangi simply must win. The former striker determined to avoid a repeat of last season's disappointment. Meanwhile, Suwon Samsung Blue Wings legend Yeom Ki-hoon has already made it into the 70-70 club for 70 assists and 70 goals, but the left winger has now recorded over 40 assists from set pieces, a K-League record. Yom has 19 assists from corners, one more than ex-FC Seoul man Molina, and 22 from free kicks, 7 more than Shin Tae-yong in second. Meanwhile, from the Champions League semi-finals to K3 in the space of just a few months, that was Lee Ki-jae, but he's now back with the Blue Wings after completing his military service with now third-tier side Gimpo Citizen. He comes back just in time to help the Blue Wings ward off relegation. This week, the KFA revealed more information on the Team Bento versus Team Hakbum friendly, which will see the full Korean national team take on the under-23s in a 2-legged friendly match at Goyang Stadium. The first leg will take place on Hangul Day, Friday the 9th of October, before the second leg on Monday the 12th. We will have new AFC Champions League winners this year. That is because 2019 champions Al Hilal have been excluded after failing to name a squad of 13 players for their Group B fixtures. A COVID-19 outbreak within the squad has meant that the Saudi Pro League side only had 8 outfield players to start Wednesday's match with Shabab Al-Ali Dubai, with a pair of goalkeepers named on the bench. Finally, where else but to North Macedonia, where Son Heung-min was involved in all 3 of Tottenham's goals in the 3-1 Europa League qualifying win over Skandia. After scoring 4 last weekend in Spurs' 5-2 win over Southampton, the scintillating form continued for the South Korean national team captain, who laid on his first of 2 assists for Eric Lamela to open the scoring in the 5th minute. He then found the net himself on 70 minutes to make it 2-1. Son's second assist of the night helped Harry Kane add a third for Spurs and seal the win just 9 minutes later. Alright, time now to look ahead to K-League 1 round 23, and for that we have our assistant editor Peter Hampshire, who will pinpoint the marquee match as well as the team and player to keep tabs on this weekend.
Thank you, Paul. Final rounds A and B commence this weekend with plenty to be decided at either end of the K-League 1 table. Ulsan Hyundai and Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, who will meet in the KFA Cup final this year after their respective wins on Wednesday, while they continue to lock horns at the summit, and both Ulsan and Jeonbuk face tricky ties this weekend at Daegu and Sangju respectively. Looking into the bottom half then, it's all eyes on the super match on Saturday, with Suwon hosting FC Seoul at the Big Bird, and that's before Incheon United look to close that 3-point gap to safety on Sunday. They will travel to Songnam FC. Elsewhere, Busan, they're looking to pull away from danger, hosting Gangwon at the Gudok, and that's before Gwangju round off the weekend, travelling to Pohang on Sunday evening. The Yellows, of course, sneaking into the top 6 on the final game before the split. Your match of the round, it's in the capital region. It's 11th placed Suwon Samsung Blue Wings against 7th placed FC Seoul. Park Geun-ha's Suwon Blue Wings, of course, they're looking to exact some revenge over FC Seoul thanks to that 2-1 defeat in Sangam just 2 weeks ago. Easy to forget that both these sides are competing in the Asian Champions League this season, considering that they meet in final round B and are looking to pull away from Incheon at the bottom. It's a 92nd meeting in this historical fixture, although it's not been great fun for Blue Wings fans of late, looking for their first win still over their rivals in the K-League in over 5 years. Parkside, they do have some hope though. They turned around a deficit to win 2-1 at Gangwon last time out, and they'll be hoping that upturn in form continues against the Seoul side, who actually don't have to leave the capital for any of their 5 remaining games. Who to look out for FC Seoul? Their key man Osmar has made an influential return to the starting lineup in their last 3 games. Also, Park Ji-young was preferred to Yoon Jun-tae up front last weekend for the visit of Daegu. Some unexpected news, of course, is the resignation of Kim Ho-young on Thursday, just 2 days before this game. Perhaps we will see a shuffle in FC Seoul's lineup. Your team of the round is Busan I-Park. A run of 5 games without tasting victory has seen them slip to within just 3 points of the drop. With just 2 home games remaining, Sunday's visit of Gangwon could be seen as one of the biggest games in the club's history since that promotion-clinching win at Gyeongnam last season. Busan, they've not fared too badly to be fair at home this season. Despite a propensity to draw on their home turf, they have lost on just 3 occasions, all by a 2-1 scoreline, and 2 of those have been against Ulsan and Jeonbuk. Lee Young-jae struck a late winner for Gangwon in this fixture, also just 2 weeks ago. But Busan, they do have some fond memories against Gangwon this year, with Lee Dong-jun and Kim Jin-kyu on the score sheet in a 4-2 win in Gangwon in July. That pair, Lee Dong-jun and Kim Jin-kyu, they were certainly missed against Jeonbuk last time out in defeat, and Cho Duk-jae, the Busan boss, he'll be hoping he can utilise their talents again before the end of the season. Keen to avoid an immediate return to K-League 2, Busan, interestingly, they travel to Incheon United on the penultimate day of the season. Your player of the round, he needs no introduction, especially with that haircut. It's goalkeeper for Ulsan Hyundai, Jo Hyun-woo. Playing in all 22 of Ulsan's K-League 1 fixtures this season, the Korean national team goalkeeper has certainly been a stellar signing for Kim Do-hoon. In the midweek FA Cup semi-final victory over Pohang Steelers, Jo was a key figure, saving spectacularly against Ilyachenko in the shootout, before repeating that feat against youngster Song Min-kyu to seal the Harangi's spot in the final. Marshalling a stubborn backline, Jo has conceded just 15 goals this season and has conceded just once in a K-League match on only 2 occasions. This weekend is a big one for Jo personally. He returns to Daegu, the club where he made his name for just the second time, having played in a 3-1 victory there back in July. Revered by the Daegu fans, of course, after his 7 years of service at the club, Jo will have to be on top form to keep out the likes of Daeyan and his former teammate Zinia, with free-scoring Daegu netting 7 goals in their last 2 home games. Jo, who turns 29 this week, will be seen as a key reason for Ulsan's success should they lift silverware this season. Back to you, Paul.
Thank you very much, Peter. Meanwhile, to this second tier where JG United are top of the pops, and in with the K-League 2 preview for a second week in a row, it's our very own Branko Belan reporting from the island.
Time for your 2020 K-League 2 Round 21 preview. Following last weekend's action, it looks as though at least the top two have been decided in K-League 2, barring a miracle of massive proportions. JG United continue to lead Suwon FC by just 2 points, but third place Daejeon Hana Citizen are now a further 9 points behind the second spot. The Islanders are 9 matches unbeaten but face a tricky away fixture in Gwangyang against Jeonnam Dragons, while Suwon FC are home to Seoul Eland. Now let's have a look at the match of the round, and of course it's Jeonnam Dragons in 4th spot against the leaders JG United. On paper, in terms of statistics going into the match, it would seem that Jeju are clear and perhaps even heavy favourites to win the match. In 32 total matches between the sides through the years, Jeju have won 18 times to Jeonnam 6, with 8 matches being played to a draw. However, on closer examination, in the 15 matches played on the Dragons' home patch, things are even, with each team winning 5 times and 5 matches ending in a draw. The total goal differential is just +1 for the Islanders at 17-16 over that span. The 2 previous meetings have favoured Jeonnam overall, who have taken 4 of 6 points from the tie so far this season. When they met in round 2, Jeonnam came away with the win thanks to captain Kim Ju-won's 58th minute winner. The second match between them ended in a 1-1 draw, with Park Chan-young scoring first with just over 10 minutes played before Im Dong-hyuk leveled proceedings in the 51st minute. The clubs are 1-2 in the league in terms of goals allowed. Jeonnam has conceded only 16 goals this season, Jeju 19. However, the recently rejuvenated Jeju attack ranks second in K-League 2 with 36 goals. Both Joo Min-kyu and Gong Min-hyun have scored 8 goals for the Islanders this season, with the former on a 4-match scoring streak heading into the weekend. Kim Young-wook also leads the league in assists with 5. Im Chang-yun has 4 for Jeonnam, but Park Jun-hyuk is the league leader in clean sheets with 9, while Oh Sung-hoon has 6 to his credit. As is evident, both teams possess players who have put up some impressive numbers to this point in the campaign, and with the playoffs and a league title in the balance, a lot is to be expected when they meet for the final time this weekend. Now on to Team of the Round, and it's Suwon FC. Suwon FC have not lost since August 9th and enter play on the weekend in the midst of a 6th match unbeaten run. Their victory over Chungnam Asan last time out was not of the most impressive sort, but a brace from South African international Lars Veldvik showed that this is a squad with a number of attacking threats capable of undoing any defensive unit in the division. An Byung-jun missed the start for the first time last week and in fact was not even named in the squad. Until that point, he had played full minutes in all of Suwon's previous matches. He is expected to return for the match against Seoul Eland, a team he has already scored against on 3 occasions in 2020. His 20 attack points, 16 goals and 4 assists are head and shoulders above the rest in the second tier. They have won both previous meetings against Seoul Eland this year by a combined score of 5-0, so 3 points could all but be assured when the teams face off on Saturday evening. They will look to improve on their previous performance, but will still take a lot of confidence into the match, knowing that they are still only 2 points off the league lead. Finally, let's take a look at the player of the round, and it's FC Anyang's Boadu Maxwell Acosti. Acosti has been a key figure for FC Anyang this season and is primed to help the team make a late push to move up the table. They have a great chance to do that against a struggling Bucheon FC 1995 side, who are on the worst form in club history and are a team that Acosti has already scored against the previous time the teams met in what was a 2-1 win for the Violets. He has been a bit off lately with just 2 goals in his past 8 matches since missing 4 consecutive outings in July, so this could prove an opportunity for him to add to his overall goal tally. Anyang currently sit 9 points out of a playoff spot going into the weekend. Now would be the perfect time for them to start mounting a charge. They absolutely need to win the match as they have back-to-back away dates ahead against JG United next week and then Gyeongnam FC the week following, so there's a need for them to pick up points. For that to happen, Acosti must be a factor.
Fans, we want to hear from you. You're encouraged to email KLU at info@kleagueunited.com or tweet at KLeagueUnited with any questions, comments or reactions. Or follow us on Facebook to ask directly during one of our live shows.
Thank you very much for that, Branko. Just a reminder of the fixtures for the weekend in K-League 2. Anyang are at home to Bucheon with a 4 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. As are Suwon, they play Seoul Eland at 6:30. And then on Sunday, Ansan Greeners versus Daejeon Hanan Citizen at 1:30. And Gyeongnam take on Cheongnam Asan at 4 o'clock. Then we are back with some Monday night football. Jeonnam Dragons are at home to Jeju United with a 7 o'clock kickoff. Okay, that is it for now. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget we have league-wide previews for both divisions on kleague.com, as well as the Supermatch preview, and all kinds of things are available on kleagueunited.com too. And we are, of course, on social media, all at K-League United. And to find us, the link is, as ever, in the Bruno bio. Goodbye.
공격 폭격기 김신우